Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gaudet Field here in Middletown, Rhode Island, where the Salve Regina University Seahawks are set to take on the Colonels of Curry College in a Commonwealth Coast Conference women's lacrosse matchup. Hello again, I am Andrew Pizzelli, bringing you the call here this evening. The Seahawks 4-2 on the year, 1-1 in the CCC. The Colonels 5-5. They are 1-2 in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. This is the 22nd meeting between Salve Regina and Curry. The Colonels own a 13-8 advantage all time, but Salve has won 3 of the last 4 meetings and 2 in a row. This is the 4th home game of the year for Salve. They are 3-0 here at Gaudet, and they average 24 goals per game here in the confines of breezy Gaudet. A clear night, but cool and windy, as is the case always here in Middletown. But a good night for Game 2 of this conference doubleheader. The Seahawks men's team defeated Curry 15-13 in the thriller just a short time ago to kick off D3 week here at Salve Regina. And the women's team will have the night game. It will be Nicole Smith and Courtney Lima in at midfield for draw control. And the ball will be chased down and taken by Abby Dubel. And then she is bumped and fouled on the far side. Colonels with their first touch. Dubel is a 2-time all-conference player for the Colonels. And she leads the Colonels in goals this year. Colonels with first touch. Katie Parker holding out wide, flips straight away up top to Ali Wasaki. Wasaki down the right side. Her shot goes high and wide. Colonels will keep it. Andrea Torres behind the net, gives it up to Leona Stevens. Stevens, little shot fake, trying to spin to the outside, gives it up top to the point. Wasaki turning inside, drops the ball, gets it back with a shot, and she scores. Ali Wasaki lost the ball, got it back, and then is able to bounce it past Christina Myers, and the Colonels take a 1-0 lead. Wasaki's 7th goal of the season. Able to beat Christina Myers, who's in net today for Salve. She's 4-2 on the year with 32 saves. It's her 7th appearance and 7th start. Meanwhile, Jessica Ginnate getting the 11th start in her 11th appearance of the year. She's 5-5. 84 saves on the year for her between the pipes for Curry. And they're going to call a violation here against Nicole Smith. Colonels will have possession. Ali Wasaki, who just scored, will start it at midfield. Leona Stevens calling out the play. Abby Dubel with it. Top of the arc, left side. Gives it up to Stevens. Stevens hands off to Torres. Torres floats it 2 people in the same area at the same time. Stevens gets it back to Torres now. And this is Katie Tarr trying to charge her way down the middle, and she's called for an offensive foul. Turnover against Katie Tarr. The Seahawks now will look to clear. Up the near side, Georgia Rossetti bounces it into the attacking end, and it's grabbed and taken by Steph Salisbury. Looking around for help Outlets Olivia Sliz. First chance in the attacking end here for Salve. Sliz in front to Doherty, and she scores! Quick goal for the Seahawks with their first trip down the field. 27-17 to go in the first half, and the Seahawks' leading scorer, Katie Doherty, gets her 27th of the season on the nice find from Olivia Sliz.
Seahawks goal scored by number 17, Katie Doherty.
And see if the Seahawks can win a draw here. Nicole Smith in there for Salve. Ball popped into space, and it can be grabbed by Abby Dubel. Adria Torres. Torres has it poked free, and Carrie Beelan has the steal. Drops it back off to Lindsay Smith. Flipped into space to Gabby Majensky. Majensky lost it, loose on the ground at midfield. Scooped up by the Seahawks and carried further by Georgia Rossetti. Rossetti now having to chase after it at midfield. And Sliz will settle things down. Sliz sprinting into the attacking end around two people. Her shot towards the net bounces into the cross of Jessica Janate. And Janate fields it too high out to midfield. Gabby Majensky trying to block it at midfield, but it is eventually grabbed and taken by Katie Parker and led up the field for Torres. Torres will play it back to Wisaki. And now Liana Stevens. Stevens down the right side, feathers one high and out of play. That one may have been deflected. Colonels will keep it. Clock rolling, 25:40 to go in the first half. Ball behind the net to Stevens. Stevens trying to roll in front, bounces one through the slot. It's going to roll out of play on the far side. They're going to say last touch by Salve. Colonels will keep it. Game tied at 1. Dubel in the middle of the shot, and she scores. Able to find space and shoot over the top. And the Colonels retake the lead. Dubel's 22nd goal of the year. Leads the Colonels in goals this season. She was a third-team All-CCC player last year. Two-time All-Conference selection overall. Last year she had 33 goals, 64 ground balls, and 90 draw controls. And she gives the Colonels a 2-1 lead. Draw control at midfield. Nicole Smith pops it into space, and Sliz will clean it up against Liana Stevens. Sliz moves it to Kylie Anderson. Anderson sidearms it up to Nicole Smith, straight away at the top of the arc. Smith back to Anderson, rolling towards the net. A shot goes wide. That's Doherty. Seahawks keep it. 60 seconds on the shot clock. Maddie Villarreal up to Maddie Tilton. Tilton gives it back up. On the near side, Salisbury trying to get it into the middle. Sliz looking for space, trying to go high, and it's saved by Janate. Colonel's looking to clear. And we're going to have a foul on the far side, and we might be getting a card. And we're going to get a yellow card. And it's going to be Kylie Anderson who comes over to sit for 2 minutes. .24 minutes even to play in the first half. Colonels with the 2-1 lead. And the man up for now with Kylie Anderson on the sideline, serving the yellow card. Colleen Donnelly sprinting up the far side. Will clear it into the attacking end. Donnelly looking to float it in front. Turning, shooting in, scoring is Torres. Makes it 3-1 with 23:37. Nicole Smith will now check out. It'll be Celia Paulskill in to take the draw against Ali Wazaki. 3-1, the Colonels lead. Last season, the Colonels, in their matchup with Salve, raced out to a 6-0 lead up in Milton. Seahawks battled back to lead 10-8 at halftime and then eventually traded chances and pulled away, scoring the final 4 goals of the game to win 17-13. It was a game that swung back and forth. Right now, the Colonels with the 3-1 lead and the ball. Katie Parker gives it up, and getting knocked down in the middle is Liana Stevens. We have a foul, and this should give free position for the Colonels. So, free position attempt here for Liana Stevens. Stevens winds up and fires, and it goes low. Colonels will keep it. Ball moved back in front. Gathered. Torres shoots again, and Myers makes the save. And long outlet here on the far side to Carrie Beelan. Beelan looking for help. Drops it down to Paulskill. Loose on the ground and taken back by Abby Dubel. Dubel lobs it into space. Taken by Stevens now. 1-on-3. She drops it at the top of the arc. Colonels can slow it down now. Stevens on the far side. Trying to play it into the slot. Taken up at the point and kept alive. And now a foul on the inside. This will be free position once again. This time it's Sharon Doherty. A freshman who leads the Colonels with points coming into tonight. She will have free position with 22:02 to play. In a 3-1 Curry lead. Doherty winds up, fires, and she scores. Doherty off free position makes it 4-1. timeout. Bill Villarreal, we will take it as well. 22 minutes to go in the first half, and the Colonels, with a strong start, they lead 4-1 here in Middletown. We'll be back. Welcome back to Gaudet Field out of the timeout from the Seahawks. See what Coach Bill Villarreal has said to his team. Salve trailing 4-1. Strong start here from the Colonels. They've done so at midfield. They've controlled the ball through the first 8 minutes here. It'll be Paul's kill to draw against Ali Wasaki. Colonels went 4-11 in 2018, 1-7 in conference play. They did not make the playoffs, and they have lost 3 of their last 4. But a strong start here tonight. Double tracks down another draw control. It is swarmed on the far side, has to drop it back off. Colonels looking to clear. Foul against Salve. And the ball carried in now. And the Colonels can set up shop. Leading 4-1. Doherty. Hands off to Stevens. Stevens into a double team. And she stripped of the ball, but they call a foul. And so they will give free position here to Liana Stevens. That's going to be way out, though, at the top of the arc. And she just gives it up. Wasaki drops behind the net. Pass back into the middle. Turning and shooting and getting it to go is Lima. And it's 5-1. Third goal of the year, for Courtney Lima. What a start for Curry. The Colonels coming into tonight only average 9.3 goals per game. They've already got 5 up on the board, and we're not even 9 minutes in to the first half. And the Seahawks, who have averaged 24 at home and 17 overall, only with 1 goal so far, but that's because they have not had the ball. Wazaki and Nicole Smith at midfield. Smith is going to have time and space to collect the draw, and she does, back at her own 35, and lobs it forward into space to Rossetti. And now Kylie Anderson will carry into the attacking end. Anderson finds Maddie Villarreal. Left side, looking to roll towards the crease. And she's going to have to take it all the way out wide. And Villarreal's just going to circle around. Bounces one that's going to be fielded out high by Nicole Smith. Nicole Smith spins to the inside, turns, shoots, and the save is made by Janate. Pressured by Sliz, gets it away to the far side. And then bounces it out towards midfield. Seahawks will keep it in. They get the turnover. Victoria Johnson back to Gabby Majensky. Near side, Alyssa Hanley. Sliz. Waiting right side. Gives it to Doherty. Fighting her way in front, and she scores! Katie Doherty just strong to her left. Races to the front of the cage. And gets her second. Two goals here in the game for the Seahawks, leading scorer.
Goal scored by
5-2 with 19:47 to play in the first half. Nicole Smith pokes it backwards into space, and her sister Lindsay comes up with the ground ball off the draw control. Lindsay Smith had 2 assists back here on Saturday against New England College. She became the Seahawks' all-time leader in career assists, 59 helpers for Lindsay in her Seahawks career. And she will certainly be able to add to that total with the number of games remaining on the Seahawks schedule. And try and put that record out of reach. Pass towards the front is swatted away by Janate. Out of play. Actually, it's kept in by Villarreal. And Lindsay Smith holds it out high now. Ball bounced into the corner. Kylie Anderson trying to track it down. It's scooped in the corner by Donnelly for the Colonels. And a foul against the Seahawks, so they turn it over on the far side. Smith also became the 18th player in Seahawks program history to top 100 career points. As the Colonels throw it away on the near side, Steph Salisbury will trigger it in along the near side. Finds Nicole Smith. Salisbury on the right side. Doherty off to the side of the cage on the right side. Loops it to Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal out to Lindsay Smith. Wide on the left side. Straight away up top, Celia Paulskill. Turns to her left. Into contact. Will shuffle it back to Lindsay Smith. Smith into the middle. Doherty looking for an angle. Didn't have it. Back out on the perimeter. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Villarreal turns. Trying to spin inside. Shoots it on the goal and she scores. Back-to-back goals for Salve to make it 5-3. For Maddie Villarreal, that's her 16th of the year. Salve is drawn within 2.
goal scored by number 6, Maddie Villarreal.
It was a 5-1 lead for Curry. Smith and Wazaki in on the draw. It's flipped backwards towards the Seahawks defensive zone, and it's scooped up by Andrea Torres. Torres will pull up at the point and give it back to Wysocki, and just flips it to Liana Stevens. Colonels with the lead and the ball. Stevens, pressured by Lindsay Smith, shoots it from the right side, and she scores! That one just with enough juice to get past Christina Myers low. And the Colonels get a goal back. Stevens, a junior from Kingston, Mass. This season, she returns as the team's leading point scorer from a year ago. She had 29 goals and 15 assists in 2018. And she gets the goal here. 6-3 with 17:11 to play in the first half. Smith wins it right back to Georgia Rossetti, and she's off and running into the attacking end. Dumps it into the corner to Salisbury. Salisbury to Doherty. Behind the net, Villarreal. Waiting, trying to get it in front. It's deflected, bouncing in front of the goal. Lindsay Smith cleans it up, and then is knocked down on her move to the net. And this will be free position now for Lindsay Smith. About 10 yards, just offset to the right. Smith sprints in, bounces it home. Smith scores off free position, and the Seahawks are back within 2 again. Seahawks had trailed 5-1. It's now 6-4 with 16:40 to go in the first half.
Lindsay Smith.
Ball bouncing back near the 30-yard line. Players fighting for it, and it's controlled by Torres. Foul here against Salve. Out on the perimeter. Abby Dubel with the ball. Dubel trying to avoid a double team. Now 3 players come to swarm her, and then racing back to get in position was Nicole Smith. Down the middle, Wysocki trying to feather it on the goal, and she scores! Moving to her left and then shooting it right was Wysocki. And it's 7-4. Another goal for Ali Wysocki, and we'll give you a look at this one on the replay. You can see right here, she slashes to the net and then just opens up and then shoots on the backside against Myers. Back to a 3-goal game. The Colonels have just done a great job here in the midfield on these draws. Lindsay Smith can't field it cleanly, but it bounces to Olivia Sliz, who sprints into the attacking end. Sliz trying to feather it in front. Turning and scoring is Villarreal. Reaching up to snag that one. Coming down and in one motion, getting it to go. And actually, that's Steph Salisbury, who's able to reach up and pluck it out of the sky. And here's the replay of that one. Salisbury reaching, turning, and firing. Teams trading goals now.
Seahawks goal scored by number 16, Stephanie Salisbury.
Off the draw. It bounced away from Wysocki, but then careened back to her off of Nicole Smith. Wysocki now sprinting down the right side, trying to go over the top of Myers, who makes the save. Christina lobs it near side. It goes off of Hanley. It's going to stay on the field of play. Georgia Rossetti rolls it to herself and scoops it up and clears it into the attacking end. Doherty out high now. Carries it wide. Gives it up to Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal behind the net. Left side sees a double team. Gets it away to Steph Salisbury. Zips the entry towards Kylie Anderson. Is scooped up by Doherty and she scores! That one looked like it was going to Anderson in front. It hopped away from her through the slot, but right into the waiting arms of Katie Doherty. And she snaps it home to draw the Seahawks within one. Timeout, Curry. We will take it as well. The Seahawks trailed 5-1, but now they're within one. 15:05 to go in the first half. We will step aside. Welcome back to Gaudet Field. 15:05 to go in the first half. Salve Regina trailed 5-1, but they've battled back to get within one here against the Colonels. This is the second game of a doubleheader here tonight at Gaudet Field. And it's the first day of D3 week here for the Seahawks. Salve Regina Athletics program is celebrating NCAA Division III week. A significant percentage of the students participate in varsity athletics, competing for the love of the game. And we are proud to join the 451 other Division III schools in celebrating the academic and athletic achievements and accomplishments of student athletes, as well as their leadership, community service, and campus involvement. And that's what this week is all about, celebrating the student athlete and the student athlete experience and all the wonderful things that it means to be a Division III student athlete. The Seahawks have a number of home games here this week because of D3 week, a number of great activities and things happening on campus. And this game here between the Seahawks and Colonels will feature a dizzy stick competition at halftime. Seahawks come away with the draw here, looking to draw even. Nicole Smith gets it to Olivia Sliz. Sliz slashing down the middle. Her shot goes wide, but a whistle and a foul. And Sliz should have free position here. Sliz 3 for 4 this year in free position shots. And she will take it about 12 yards straight away. Looking to tie the game. Sliz races in, fires, and she scores! Snapping it past Janate. And we start again. The game tied at 7. 14:48 to go in the first half. Fourth free position goal of the year for Sliz. And after falling behind 5-1, the Seahawks have drawn even at 7 with the Colonels. Sliz, one of 14 different Seahawks who have scored goals this season, and now right off the draw, here comes Lindsay Smith sprinting into the attacking end and dropping it but getting it back on the wing. Seahawks looking to take the lead. Doherty flips it to Sliz, and she will duck back out to the perimeter. Sliz to Lindsay Smith. Back to Sliz straight away up top. Sliz left side, circling back, gives it to Nicole Smith, and she is knocked down to the ground. Smith drawing the foul against Dubel and Kayla Merritt, who are both in the area. And free position now for Nicole Smith to try and give the Seahawks the lead. About 12 yards straight away for Nicole Smith. Smith bounces it in. And the Seahawks, after trailing 5-1, have come back to take the lead. And that's just tough to stop. Smith able to fight her way to the front off the free position. And we'll give you a look at the replay. And everybody converged with Smith
Scored by number 2.
bouncing it past Jeanette. And she'll be in on the draw here. Four straight goals for the Seahawks, and another draw control win for Nicole Smith. Hands off to Olivia Parizo. Salisbury now on the wing right side. Gives it up to Doherty in the corner. Doherty looking to run inside. Now up to the point. Parizo down the middle with a shot, and the save made by Janate. Colonels look to clear. Lead ahead for Stevens. Stevens trying to get around Carrie Beeland. Turns into a double team inside and loses the ball. Majensky scoops it up. Feeds it out towards midfield. And that will be loose on the ground. Lima will try to get it. And it's eventually scooped up by Kayla Merritt. And then she has it stripped, but a foul called against Katie Doherty. And they're going to make Merritt start again. With 3 Seahawks around her, she drops it back off to Maggie Murray. Donnelly now on the far side. Will sprint through midfield and into the attacking end. Donnelly picked up by Victoria Johnson. Little stutter step will back it out. Lob to Stevens on the perimeter. Stevens circles in behind the cage. Looking to roll her way towards the front, being knocked down, and this will be free position for Stevens.
Here we go, Lee! Let's go,
Liana Stevens, the junior from Kingston, Massachusetts, now free position, off angle to the left. With 12:24 to go in the first half. Colonels led 5-1. Salve's come storming back to take the lead. And the official is going to come over to midfield. And they want to put 63 seconds on the shot clock. And that is what they get with 12:24 to go. And free position here for Stevens. Off angle to the left. Stevens winds up, fires, and it trickles in. Just inside the pipe. Now that ties the game at 8. We start again with 12:22 to play in the first half. Stevens just cocked that one back and fired it just past Myers and inside that far bar. Colonels with possession, chance to retake the lead. Turning inside, shooting and scoring is Torres. And Curry retakes a 9-8 lead. Eleven and a half and counting to go here in the first. Seahawks trailing once again. 9-8. Sliz at the point. Waiting. Drops it into the middle. Villarreal bumped and fouled on her way through the slot. And Maddie Villarreal will now take free position. 12 yards straight away. With 11:09 to play. Villarreal sprinting in and opts not to shoot. Gives it up instead to Doherty. Doherty lobs it out to Lindsay Smith. Smith floats it inside. Villarreal into triple team. Turns back to the outside. And the Seahawks will reset things again on the perimeter. Nicole Smith chasing after a loose ball out high. Gets it away to Olivia Sliz. Sliz now trying to cross over to her left. Double team comes there, shuts her off. Bouncing ball towards Doherty. Off the mark. Rolling towards the end line. And then a foul here against Doherty. Seahawks turn it over. With 10:20 in counting to go in the first half. Curry leading 9-8. Another foul on Doherty. Colonels look to clear. And they do so. Stevens. Around a screen out high. Pressured by Lindsey Smith. Keeps it alive on the far side. Tries to loop it inside. That's denied. Stevens again with it. Bounces it into the corner behind the cage. And it'll go out of play. Salve will get it back. Trailing by 1 with 9.5 to play. Myers sidearms it into space, and that's picked off by Stevens. A clean steal. Stevens ahead, far shot, and they score. I think that's Torres who was in position. And that's a tough swing. The Seahawks had the ball. Myers cleared it, wanted to get it to around her own 35. Had Kerry Beeland in the area. And the Seahawks will take time. Head coach Bill Villarreal will call for it. We'll take it as well. 9:10 to play in the first half. Curry back on top by 2. Welcome back to Gaudet Field. Andrew Pizzelli bringing you the call here in this Commonwealth Coast Conference matchup between Salve Regina and Curry. The Colonels coming into tonight average 9 goals a game. Well, they've got 10 already up on the board with still 9:10 remaining here in the first half.
There will be a busy stick competition held at halftime. Parents feel
Seahawks are 3-0 at home so far this year, averaging 24 goals in those games. And right now we're in for a shootout here tonight. 18 combined goals already on the board. Smith and Wysocki will draw at midfield. Seahawks battled back to take an 8-7 lead. Violation, I think, will be called here against Curry. Or no, they're just going to redraw. Smith and Wysocki will redraw. And we may do it a third time. Nope, they're going to give it to Smith off a violation. Nicole Smith gets it to Olivia Sliz. Sliz quickly to Doherty, who was Had it knocked away as she turned to fire and shoot. Now Villarreal into contact. We'll back it out, give it to Sliz, and she's hit up high. Right in the slot. And this will be free position again for Sliz, who's already 1 for 1. .8:49 to go in the first. Olivia Sliz with free position. Sliz fires it on the goal, and it's saved by Janate. And then her clearance pass too high. Can be picked off, and it is. Nicole Smith with it. Gets it back to her sister Lindsay. Lob to Maddie Villarreal. Colonels converge on her. And Villarreal will back it out and get it to Lindsay Smith. Smith lobs back to Nicole Smith. Turning inside with a shot that hops wide. Seahawks will keep it. Katie Doherty hands off to Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal left side. Lobs it up top to Olivia Sliz. Back to Lindsay Smith. Katie Doherty out high. Make this Salisbury with a drive. That's denied by Janate. She has 2 Seahawks in front of her, pressuring the pass. And they're going to make Doherty get behind the cage now. Ball bounced out to the wing. Maggie Murray now feeding one out in front, and they're going to call the foul here against Salve. Katie Tarr bumped and fouled. 7:12 to go in the first half. Curry leading 10-8. Stevens quickly up the right side with a shot. And they score. Just a quick little wrister. And the Colonels are back up 3. I think that may have been Wysocki or Stevens. And it's Wysocki. 6:56 to go in the first. And it's 11-8 in favor of the visiting Colonels. And that's a hat-trick goal for Allie Wysocki. Three goals on 5 shots. And the Colonels come away with the draw. And it's Wysocki doing it all. Here comes Torres, who also has a hat trick here in the first half. Sprints down the middle, is stripped and fouled. And this will be free position for Andrea Torres. Torres with a low shot that's blocked. Ball ping-ponging around, and it comes back out to Dubel. Dubel around pressure. Dancing now back out to the perimeter. I think Majensky took a big swing there trying to get that from Dubel. Lucky she didn't make contact. Now a shot from the right side is saved by Myers. Gets it away to Lindsay Smith. Bounces it out to midfield. Carrie Beelan trying to field it on the hop. Kylie Anderson will come in to clean it up and get it to Lindsay Smith. And Smith will sprint up the right side and into the attacking end. Smith will hold it wide on the right side. Villarreal behind the net, trying to get it to Kylie Anderson. It'll roll all the way out to Lindsay Smith. Flips it back to Anderson. Looking to turn and shoot. That is blocked. And loose on the ground and taken by the Colonels. Courtney Lima gives it up across the field. And then the ball stripped and taken by Nicole Smith. Quickly up to Kylie Anderson. Anderson, little shot fake down the middle, bounces it into the corner. Grabbed by Katie Doherty with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Seahawks trailing by 3. It was a situation they have not been in often and this deep into a game here at home. They have dominated in each of their 3 home wins. Villarreal out wide, tosses it to Nicole Smith. Smith now fighting her way inside with a shot, and she scores. Nicole Smith on the feed from Villarreal, able to curl towards the front with 4:34 to go. She gets it to go. That's her second of the game to go along with an assist. A goal and now 2 assists for Maddie Villarreal in the game as well. Because as I said, the Seahawks have not often trailed here at home, and if they did, it was very early in the game. Colonels putting up a fight here tonight. Seahawks cut the lead to 2. Wysocki and Nicole Smith on the draw at midfield. Smith trying to reach up and get to it. Wysocki does a good job to tie her up. Smith trying to track it down the far side is knocked down from behind. And she's taking a couple of tumbles here tonight. Villarreal down the left side has it swatted away, and the Colonels come up with it. And we might be getting a card here too. Or maybe just some words. And the official just come in for a moment, maybe to quiet and settle things down. It'll be Donnelly with it for the Colonels. Along now for Dubel. Trying to get to midfield, and Dubel pressured by Villarreal. Lost it and then is knocked down and fouled. Dubel will have it. Kayla Merritt at midfield for the Colonels. Runs into contact and lost the ball, but is fouled by Salve. 3:21 to play. Dubel with it. We'll walk it into the attacking end for Curry. Stevens, little stutter step, now to her right with a low shot, and she scores! Hat-trick goal for Liana Stevens. That pushes the lead back to 3 for the Colonels. Twelve to 9 with 3:07 to play in the first half. Lindsey Smith will take this draw for the Seahawks. Tries to flip it back towards Maddie Tilton. And the Colonels come up with it. The lead and the ball for Curry. Liana Stevens turns the corner right side. Challenged now by Hanley behind the net. Stevens is going to try and circle all the way around. Finally shut off. Zips the entry. Far shot, and they score. Katie Parker on the cut. Receives the pass from Stevens. And it's 13-9. The Colonels with a big answer here late in this first half to push the lead back to 4.
Colonel goal scored by number 3, Katie Parker.
Nicole Smith whistled for the foul here. She tried to reach for that draw control. And the Colonels are in the driver's seat right now. This game has been played at their pace. Stevens dropped it, and Doherty picks it up. And Doherty will accelerate into the attacking end. Katie Doherty up the left side. Will circle in behind the net now. Lindsey Smith holding out on the wing. Tries to get it to Megan Ryder. Ryder lost it for a second and then recovers it. Smith fakes the entry. Now sprints around to the left side. Smith wanted to lob it inside. It's deflected by Double. Smith gets it back. 47 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Maddie Villarreal. Watched behind the net. Villarreal lobs it for Nicole Smith. Too high for her to handle. Bouncing out near midfield, and it's taken by Andrea Torres. And she sprints up the field. Torres to her left. Will take it in deep and hold it in the corner now. Torres tries to zip the entry for a shot, and that one is saved. And do we have a foul? They will call a foul against the Colonels. Myers lobs it up the near side for Hanley. Plays it towards Georgia Rossetti, who carries into the attacking end now. Ryder on the right side. 48 seconds to go in the half. Doherty flicks it into the middle. Nicole Smith with a shot and a save made. Janate with a big-time stop. Majensky comes from the backside to swat that one back in the attacking area, but it's picked up by the Colonels with 28 seconds to go. Kayla Merritt up the left side. Angled down the sideline. They call a foul against Majensky. 15 seconds to go in the half. Colonels leading 13-9. Down to 10 seconds. Here's Torres now, working her way free in front, and she scores. Or does she ring it off the crossbar? She does score. That one went off the crossbar, sat on the goal line, and kicked in with 4 seconds.
Final goal scored by number 3, Katie Parker.
And they give it to Parker. Let's get a look at the replay. And it's tough to tell what happened. I think that one kicked out and right to Parker. Either way, it's back to a 5-goal game. And the ball deflected, finds its way into the cross of Abby Double, and that's fitting For the first half will come to an end. The Colonels come out strong here in Middletown, and they lead Salve Regina 14-9 at halftime. We will take a break. They will have a dizzy stick competition on the field here at halftime as part of D3 week. But we will step aside as we have reached halftime. Curry leading Salve 14-9 here in this Commonwealth Coast Conference matchup. Welcome back to Gaudet Field. Getting ready for the start of the second half between Salve Regina and Curry. And Lindsey Smith, right off the draw, comes away with it and sprints into the attacking end. The Seahawks have trailed most of this game. Smith trying to bounce one in front. Salisbury was there, and Janate comes away with the ball. Colonels have led most of the way. The Seahawks did come back from a 5-1 deficit to take an 8-7 lead. But then a 7-1 run. Kylie Anderson moves it to Olivia Sliz. Sliz zips the entry. Turning in, firing was Ryder. Make that Doherty. And it's high and wide. Seahawks keep the ball. Maddie Villarreal slings it across the field. Sliz at the top of the arc. Gets it to Lindsey Smith. Smith trying to float it on the inside, and it's picked off by Maggie Murray. And a foul against the Seahawks. It's a 24-19 advantage in shots for Curry. Three players with hat tricks as well. Torres, Wysocki, and Stevens. Parker with 2, and then Lima Double and Sharon Doherty, the other goal scorers. This one hops wide and out of play. Meanwhile, a hat trick for Katie Doherty. Nicole Smith with 2 goals and an assist. Goal and assist for Olivia Sliz and Maddie Villarreal. And then just goals apiece for Steph Salisbury and Lindsey Smith. Ball deflected out on the perimeter. Double trying to scoop it, and she does to keep it alive for the Colonels. Seahawks are 3-0 at home so far this season, but in a battle here with Curry. Stevens out on the wing. Lobs it inside with Saki. Bumped and fouled on our way through the slot. And this is going to be free position for the Colonels. Ali Wysocki will take it. Already with a hat trick here tonight. Wysocki tees it up, and it sails wide. That one scorched past the far bar. Ball dropped in deep. Lindsey Smith trying to gather it, and she does. And now the Seahawks will look to clear. Smith just lobs it dangerously into space, and it's picked off. Here comes Wysocki. She has it roll out of her cross, but a foul called against the Seahawks. And this will be free position again for Wysocki. And she's going to lob it all the way back in deep behind the net instead of shooting. This is Katie Parker. Parker trying to spin her way to the front, and she is fouled. This will be free position for Parker. Sophomore from Branford, Connecticut. It'll be an off angle, way off to the left side, about 12 yards away from Christina Myers. Parker will duck back out and flip it to the perimeter. Wysocki trying to give it back. Smith coming to challenge. Colonels keep it alive. Wysocki with 50 seconds on the shot clock. Down the right side. We'll circle in behind the net. Wysocki holding it out high, and we'll back it out beyond the arc again. Under 30 on the shot clock now. Stevens. Wanted to go inside. Falling into a double team, and it floats out of her stick. That one kind of partially blocked. On her way to the net, Myers grabs it. Outlets Lindsay Smith, who will sprint long strides through midfield and into the attacking end. Smith trying to get it to Salisbury. Gathers in front and then fires it wide, being knocked down to the ground. Maddie Villarreal gives it up to Lindsay Smith. Gets it to her sister Nicole, who turns, fires, it's off the crossbar. Rebound out in front, and it's scooped up by the Colonels. Katie Tarr able to spin around Lindsay Smith. Through midfield, Iona Stevens has it checked away, but it comes right to Katie Parker, who's then bumped and fouled just at the top of the arc. Parker floats it behind the net. Stevens looking to back her way down. Finds the color for a shot, and they score. 15-9 now. And it's the largest lead of the game for the Colonels. Last time these two teams played, the Colonels had a 6-0 lead to start a game before the Seahawks came back to eventually win. And this time the Colonels find themselves up by 6 with 24-21 to go in the second half. A lot of time remaining. That's the fourth for Torres. Smith won the draw, and players tied up for it, and Double is going to come away with it for the Colonels. As the wind begins to howl here at Gaudet Field. Colonels have been in complete control for most of this game. Seahawks did make a run to take an 8-7 lead. But Curry took that in stride, and they have responded. First-year head coach Ann O'Brien getting a great effort out of her squad here tonight. Not just what they're doing offensively, but defensively, holding this potent Seahawks offense to just 9 goals so far. Wysocki wanting to fire it on the net, and she's bumped and fouled. And this is going to be free position again for the Colonels, trying to extend their largest lead. Wysocki against Myers. She tees it up, and it goes wide. Snapping it on the goal right away. Ball played through the slot, rolling out to the 30-yard line. It's scooped by Kylie Anderson. And they're going to give it back to the Colonels. A very late call from the backside. Colonels will keep it. Iona Stevens down the right side, who will sprint her way to the front, little underhanded shot, and she scores! Iona Stevens snaking her way in front And a little underhanded shuffle shot. And we'll take a second look at this one.
Goal scored by number 23, Leona Stevens.
Stevens just turns the corner and then just flicks it. Underhanded and low. And the Seahawks right now are stunned. 16-9. The hole getting ever deeper. Fight for the draw on the near side. And Maddie Tilton runs over Double. Seahawks come to try and trap. Double trying to get away from Villarreal. Drop back off on the near side to Colleen Donnelly. Up the near side, and she is fouled by Kylie Anderson. Donnelly now into the attacking end. Colonels in control. Double holding on the wing. Looking to spin to the top of the slot. Looks to float one that's swatted back out to the perimeter. Donnelly floats it inside. Parker able to gather and has to track it down behind the net now. Parker back to her left. Seahawks flash the double team there. Beelan coming to challenge. Pass comes out to the wing. And a foul on the inside against Salve. I think they're going to make Majensky come out from the inside. Possession for Curry. That shot deflected by Sliz from behind, denying Katie Tarr. The ball bounced out to midfield and a foul called against Curry. Long way to go in this game, but the Seahawks have just looked out of sync. They strung together some goals there to come back from a 5-1 deficit. But things have not looked crisp for them here tonight. A long way to go to try and turn that around. Entry gathered. Doherty not able to control it cleanly to get a shot away. Hands off to Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal rolling in front of the shot, and the underhanded shot skips wide. Doherty starts her crease roll into a triple team, and her low shot goes wide on the right side this time. Now Maddie Villarreal with it, and the officials will conference here about something. And let's see what. And they're going to put 72 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Maddie Villarreal left side. Villarreal sprinting out high. Pressured, bounces it into the corner. Salisbury has some trouble fielding it, loose on the ground. And the Colonels come up with it. Salve turns it over. And then commits a foul. And the Colonels have just played a tight press defense. Nothing has looked easy for the Seahawks here tonight. Every ball has been contested. It'll be Salve ball. Katie Tarr losing it along the near side. Gabby Majensky will race it into the field of play. Majensky gets it away to Maddie Tilton. Flicks it to the far side. Katie Doherty. Now Maddie Villarreal behind the net. Villarreal gets it out high. Nicole Smith trying to fight her way in front with a bouncing shot turned aside by Janate. Rebound fought for, taken up high by Sliz. And then she is bumped and fouled just inside the arc. 18:55 to go in the second half. This will be free position for Olivia Sliz, but way out high. And her entry feed is deflected. It comes right back to Maddie Tilton, and her shot goes wide. Maddie Villarreal trying to back her way in. Runs into a double team. Flips it out towards the point. And we have a foul here against the Colonels. This could be free position for Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal again in the crease with her shot that goes wide. Scooped up and kept alive by Doherty. Long trip here for Salve. Ball moved into the middle for a shot, and that is wide. Doherty denied by Janate. This is a big-time stand right now so far here for the Colonels. Salisbury left side trying to zip the entry towards Anderson. It bounces into the corner. Doherty in a fight for it. Out to the perimeter. Tilton keeps it alive. 17:45 to go. Doherty. Behind the net left side. Kylie Anderson. Spins back to the outside. Anderson now trying to sprint middle, runs into a double team, floats it to Villarreal, and she is decked down to the ground. And there will be a yellow card. And it's going to be against Abby Dubel. So this will be free position for Maddie Villarreal. And man up for the Seahawks as well, should she not score here. $17:31 to go. Villarreal with the free position. Villarreal sprinting in, firing, and she scores! So it's a quick sit in the chair for Abby Dubel. Maddie Villarreal, after a long extended sequence on the attack for Salve, finally cashes in. And the Seahawks are within 6. 17:28 to go. And the Seahawks needed that. Second goal of the game for Villarreal.
Goal scored by number 6, Maddie Villarreal.
Now the officials are all getting together at midfield before this draw. It's 16-10. 17:28 to go. Seahawks are 4 of 6 in free position shots. Two goals and an assist for Villarreal here tonight. Seahawks in a battle with the Colonels. Ball loose on the ground. Jubal has a chance to field it, and it's raked away from behind by Georgia Rossetti. Nicole Smith lobs it too high, but Rossetti can track it down on the far side. And the Seahawks can set up shop in the offensive end once again. Anderson loops it to Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal wanted to turn into the middle. Has an angle with a shot. She scores! Back-to-back goals for Maddie Villarreal. And the Seahawks are within 5. Hat-trick goal for Maddie Villarreal. And there's energy now on the Seahawks sideline.
Seahawk goal scored by number 6, Maddie Villarreal.
Wasaki and Nicole Smith on the draw at midfield. Ball popped high in the air, and they're going to give it to Salve. Violation against Wasaki. Here's Lindsay Smith. Gets it to Nicole Smith. Top of the arc now, right side. Smith makes her move, rolling to the net, and she bounces it wide. Seahawks with a little bit more of a pep in their step right now. Here's Villarreal. Looking for her third in a row, trying to back her way in on the left side. Zips it out high to Lindsay Smith. Smith floats it inside, trying to get it to Villarreal now from the pass from Anderson. And it's taken by the Colonels. Wasaki comes away with it, bounces it out towards midfield. Parker had it, dropped it. And now we'll get it away from Nicole Smith. And here come the Colonels on the attack. Torres sprinting into the attacking end. $15:50 to go in the second half. Colonels leading by 5. Parker gets it from Tar. Parker picked up by Lindsay Smith. Parker dancing behind the net. Parker left side. Flips it over her head, back behind the net. Pass coming into the middle is deflected out on the perimeter, and Beelan comes up with it for the Seahawks. And they do call the foul. Back near the 20-yard line. As we approach 15 minutes to play. Midway point of this second half. Seahawks trying to overcome a 7-goal deficit. Gabby Majensky lobs it back to Lindsay Smith. Up the field to Carrie Beelan. Beelan through midfield. Floats it to the far side, is somehow able to sneak it through to Salisbury. Salisbury now down the middle. Her shot blocked loose in front. Player still fighting for it. It's counted by Anderson, and she scores. Kylie Anderson racing in to clean that up. And the Seahawks draw within 4. Kylie Anderson's first of the night. Her 17th of the year. Time out, Curry. We will take it as well. 14:26 to go in the second half. The Seahawks trying to claw their way back into this one. They still trail by 4, but a long way to go. We will take a break. Welcome back to Gaudet Field. 14:26 to go in the second half between Salve Regina and Curry. Colonels have led most of the way, at one point leading by as many as 7. Seahawks are trying to battle back here in the second half. Andrew Pizzelli bringing you the call here tonight. Glad you could join us. This is the second game of a doubleheader. Salve's men's team beat Curry 15-13. Here comes Torres down the middle, and she is walloped. And this should be free position for Torres. Colonels got off to a quick start in this one. They led 5-1. Seahawks came back to take an 8-7 lead. And the Colonels got ahead 16-9. 3 straight from the Seahawks. Here's Torres, though, off free position with a shot that goes wide. Ball out high. Wysocki. Picked up by Nicole Smith, trying to pressure to the outside. She turns back to her left. Wysocki into a crowd, lost the ball, scooped up, and it's fired wide. And then the rebound out to the perimeter, golfed forward by Carrie Beelan, trying to track it down. And it's going to go out of bounds and belong to the Seahawks. Beelan up the near side, flips it to Lindsay Smith. Smith to Olivia Sliz. Sliz on the run. Drops it right side. Doherty with a little underhanded shot that's blocked. Rebound rolls into the corner. Sliz will scoop it up for Salve. Maddie Villarreal into a double team. Gets it to Anderson and she scores! What a find from Villarreal. Back-to-back goals for Kylie Anderson. And the Seahawks are within 3. Four straight goals for Salve.
Seahawk goal scored by number 30, Kylie Anderson. This is number 6, how you go,
Smith on the draw, trying to poke it to Lindsay Smith, who swats it and strips it from behind. Player still fighting for the ball, and it bounces to Carrie Beelan. Back to Lindsay Smith, Seahawks. Trying to come back. Here's Nicole Smith along the near side. She's able to scoop it. And it's bumped and fouled on the near side. 4 straight goals for Salve. Villarreal making her move, trying to switch to the left hand now, back to the right. Blocked off from squaring up the net. She'll carry it out to the perimeter. Sliz zips the entry. Turning is Salve with a shot that's saved. Fight for the rebound, loose in the slot. Doherty scoops it up. And she will retreat out to the perimeter. Anderson took her eye off it for a moment. She's going to have to race to keep it in, and she does. Great hustle from Kylie Anderson. Anderson wanted to float it inside. Sliz turning and shooting, and that's denied by Janate. Out of bounds, and the Seahawks will keep it. Villarreal behind the net. Lobs it out high. Sliz didn't have an angle, will back it out. Fires it inside again. Maddie Tilton looking to turn, fires it out to the wing. Entry comes to Kylie Anderson, and she's knocked down to the ground hard. And this will be free position for Kylie Anderson. 11-17 to play in the second half. Straight away for Kylie Anderson. Anderson sprints in, looking to fire, and she doesn't have an angle. Gets it to Olivia Sliz. Trying to float it inside. Anderson again, and she scores! Seahawks within 2. Well, as hard as things looked for the Seahawks for most of this game, they found something here in the last 5 minutes that's working. They've been getting the ball to Kylie Anderson.
Seahawk goal scored by number 30, Kylie.
And after being held in check for most of the game, now it's a hat trick for Kylie Anderson. 3 goals on 3 shots. Five unanswered for Salve. On the draw, Nicole Smith wins it. Clean win. And then trying to get it back to Tilton. Plays it into space. Knocked on the ground. Dubel trying to get it away from Paulskill. And the Seahawks commit the foul. And then Tilton just knocks it away, and the Seahawks come up with it. And a foul against Curry. Seahawks with the ball. Were with the ball. Sliz had it, and it just squirted out of her cross. .25 and counting to go in the second half. It's a 2-goal game now. Seahawks trying to scrap and claw their way back in this game. Colonels have had an answer at every turn here for Salve. Stevens, left side, and she's hit hard. This will be free position for Stevens, but way out at the top of the arc. Stevens trying to bounce one towards the net, and it comes right into the stick of Christina Myers. Myers, long lob up the field. Carrie Beelan will sprint through midfield. Beelan carrying into the attacking end, will take it wide right side. Gives it up to Katie Doherty. Doherty strong to the net with a shot that goes wide. Saved by Jeanette. Trying to chase down the rebound in the corner is Salisbury. And she's able to scoop the ball to Nicole Smith. Maddie Tilton. Straight away up top. Flicks it to Lindsay Smith. 9:14 and counting to go here in the second half. Nicole Smith fakes the shot. Now flips it to her sister Lindsay. Lob to Maddie Tilton on the far side. Nicole Smith out high. Walking into the slot, switching to the left hand, trying to fire it on the net, turned aside by Jeanette. Seahawks control the rebound though. Maddie Villarreal working against Donnelly. Has it stripped, loose on the ground, scooped out to the perimeter. Lindsay Smith keeps it alive for Salve. Another one of these extended trips for the Seahawks. Trying to battle back from trailing by 7 goals here in the second half. Villarreal behind the cage to Smith, and she scores! It's a 1-goal game. 6 unanswered scores from Salve Regina. .8:23 to go. Second goal of the game for Lindsay Smith. Can the Seahawks draw even?
Seahawk goal scored by
They've scored 6 straight. And the toughest thing when you're making a comeback is you have to exert so much energy. You work so hard to get back in a game. Sometimes if you don't retake a lead, it can wear on you mentally. Seahawks, though, look locked in right now the last 5-6 minutes. Lindsey Smith looking for the hat trick. She scores, and they're going to give it to her. 7 unanswered goals, and we're tied at 16. Lindsey Smith. Back-to-back goals. And she's fired up. So too is the Seahawks bench. There could be some fatigue here too for the Colonels. Not a lot of subs for Curry to work with. And now we start again. 8 minutes to play in the second half, and the tie score is 16. The Colonels played so well for most of this game. A long way to go. Do they have the energy to make another run? Double into a triple team, ball loose on the ground, able to get it back, and then she's fouled on the inside. Abby Double will have free position. About 8 yards just offset to the right away from Christina Myers. Double racing in, firing, and she scores. That's a big goal for the Colonels to retake the lead with 7:41 to play. Second goal of the game for Double. Seahawks with 40 shots almost in the game now, 39 to be exact. Approaching a season high. Off the draw, it can be scooped by Torres, and she's off and running for the Colonels. Torres, stutter step down the left side. We'll take it wide. Colonels back in front by 1 after Salve scored 7 straight to tie the game. Torres dancing in the corner left side. Her pass deflected, but it's bounced and kept alive by Parker. .7:05 to go. Curry with the lead. Maggie Murray down the right side trying to fight her way to the net. Lost the ball. Gets it back, and the shot is saved by Myers. Seahawks look to clear. Myers snagged by Beelan at midfield. Beelan flicks to Kylie Anderson, who didn't look it in. Murray out at midfield, floats it into space. Double with it. She has it knocked from her cross as she got the pass away, but it finds a teammate. And the Colonels, this will be Parker, who will walk it into the attacking end. And then it's dropped. Kylie Anderson will field it at midfield. Gets it away to Maddie Villarreal. Villarreal able to navigate her way around a couple of Colonel players. Will walk into the attacking end. 5:57 to go in the second half. Seahawks trailing 17-16. Villarreal Too high for Tilton. Loose in the slot. Player swatting at it. It's still loose on the ground. And finally scooped up by the Colonels. And then dropped, but a foul is called against Salve. Seahawks battled back to tie the game at 16. But a free position goal from Abby Duval has given the Colonels the lead back. And we took towards 5 minutes to play here in the second half. Ball loose for a moment and then scooped back up, looking for space. And are they going to award the goal? They will. A whistle came at the same time. The Colonels score back-to-back goals to push the lead back to 2. And that's Torres, the freshman, with a big goal. That's her 5th of the night. A monstrous goal. Plenty of time left for the Seahawks. But now the clock will start to become your enemy. 4:51 to go. Seahawks trail 18-16. The Colonels doubling up their season average for goals here tonight. They come in averaging 9 goals a game. They've got 18 up on the board. Off the draw, it'll be bounced to Georgia Rossetti on the far side. And she will sprint into the attacking end. Gets the pass away to Maddie Tilton on the far side. Doherty trying to make her move towards the net, and she scores! Back to a 1-goal game. Just what the doctor ordered for Salve, a quick score. Both these teams look pretty gassed out there. Who's going to have enough energy to finish this game?
Seahawk goal scored by number 17, Katie Downey.
Nicole Smith will draw with Wysocki at midfield. Loose on the ground, and excuse me, that's Maggie Murray in there, who comes away with the draw. And Murray will get it away to Liana Stevens, who dropped it. Ball loose on the ground, and Stevens able to scoop it up, and now will sprint into space. Villarreal swatting at it from behind, and Villarreal has the steal. Seahawks with the ball, trailing by 1. Villarreal lost it. Torres 1-on-1, racing back down the field with Victoria Johnson. Torres to the net, and she scores! Six goals in the game for Andrea Torres. 3:38 to play here in the second half. Seahawks once again trailing by 2. Some big goals from Andrea Torres here in the second half. Carrying the Colonels here down the stretch. And a foul here against Salve. Nicole Smith doesn't like the call. Dubel will have it, though, for the Colonels. And time really a factor now for Salve. You're going to have to play perfect down the stretch. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Nicole Smith trying to reach around, and I think she's going to get a card here. And that's a tough break for Salve. So Nicole Smith will sit with 3:03 to go in the second. And now the Seahawks are in a pickle. Short a man. And not with the ball. They're going to try and trap and pressure and force a turnover here. I wouldn't just wait for the time to expire. Parker had to kind of reach for that one. Lindsay Smith comes to challenge. Back to Dubel on the near side. Colonel's trying to play keep away. Donnelly trying to get it. Out back to Dubel is fouled. And this keeps the clock running. Donnelly, as we approach 2 minutes to play now, walks it in deep. Carrie Beelan there to challenge. Floats it out to Dubel. Dubel running into Sprace. Gets away to Donnelly. 1:44 to go. Donnelly carries left side. Donnelly trying to back her way in. Spins back to the outside. Lost the ball. And then Carrie Beelan comes up with it. Seahawks shorthanded. Trailing by 2. Minute and a half to play. Lindsay Smith can't handle the pass, and it's taken over. Here comes Katie Tarr with a shot, and she scores! And that could be the one that does it for the Colonels. (20-17) with a minute 20 to play. The Seahawks fought their way back to tie the game at 17, but the Colonels with the next little burst. And now the Seahawks will need a miracle. Seahawks want to have any hope, it's imperative to win this draw. And the Colonels, after having withstood 2 big runs from the Seahawks in this game, after having big leads, are going to try and hang on. And give the Seahawks Their first loss of the season here at Gaudet. Seahawks average 17 goals a game this season. They're right on that number. The Colonels, though, an offensive explosion. 20 goals here tonight after they average only 9 a game. And this ball loose into space. Torres, who else? 6 goals for her tonight. She scoops it up and carries into the far side. And the Colonels don't need to score. They can just try their best to play keep away here for the final seconds. Under a minute to play. Colonels with the ball. Murray spinning away from contact. Will carry it out high. And the Colonels, with virtually no subs here tonight, took the lead early, withstood a couple of Seahawk runs. They got up by 7 goals late in the second half. The Seahawks made another run, but just too much to overcome. The Colonels had enough left in the tank as they turn it over with 14 seconds to go. But some goals late, some timely caused turnovers, and goals from Andrea Torres late to help the Seahawks seal it. And that'll do it. The Colonels come into Gaudet and stun the Seahawks on their home field. They put up 20 on the board. And they snap the Seahawks' home winning streak. Curry will improve to 6-5 on the year, 2-2 in the CCC. Salve falls to 4-3 overall, 1-2 in conference play, and Andrea Torres got it done tonight for Curry. 6 goals on 9 shots, and some big saves by Jessica Janate late in this one while the Seahawks made their run. Seahawks had balanced scoring, as is the case. Doherty had 4 tonight. Villarreal with 3 goals and 3 assists. Smith with a hat trick. Kylie Anderson with a hat trick here in the second half. Nicole Smith with 2. Sliz with 1. And Salisbury with the other goal. Christina Myers made 9 saves here tonight in what was an even game from a stat standpoint. But the Colonels built a lead and then had enough to hang on and make a little last burst at the end. A big-time win for them. Next up, for Salve Regina, they will be back here this Saturday at 1 p.m. Senior day for the Seahawks. They'll face the Nichols College Bison in that game. I'd like to thank our entire staff and production crew here tonight. Chris, Ryan, and Angelo Domina providing live statistics for you. Jennifer O'Connell has been your producer, and Jenna Hodgkinson on the camera work here tonight. Once again, this one is final. Curry defeats Salve Regina 20-17. I am Andy Pizzelli. Have a good night, everyone.